Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is so very special. We are going to play with the newest Bella Beaute bar palette, and this is the Coalescence palette, and this was in collaboration with Nupur Makeup on YouTube, but I discovered her on Instagram for her lovely swatches and her lovely eye looks. This is her palette and I can definitely see Nupur in this palette. She has a beautiful mix of like mattes, shimmers, satins in this palette. Let me show you this palette in close-up. This palette does retail for $69 and this was purchased by myself, and I love the combination of pinks and greens and purples. I love that she did like a mix of cool tones, warm tones, muted tones, colorful tones all in one, and this is definitely her palette. Like she loves to mix and match the mattes and the shimmers, layer those shades together, which she calls her shade cascading technique, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to show you swatches of this palette on the screen so that you can see all of this palette in front of you all together, because they have some beautiful shades in this. If you are a mid to tan person, I feel like this is such a beautiful muted palette. If you are into colors but not like super bright colors and you are into muted tones like me, I feel like you're gonna love this. Okay, absolutely love this, especially if you love greens, pinks, purples. I feel like this is the palette for you. Now, once you've seen all the swatches, I am going to create 3 looks for you guys. Of course, these are the first two looks that you're going to see, but I'm going to create these 3 looks for you guys, and I'm also going to give you a review towards the end of the video. I do have a code with Bella Beaute Bar, and my code is SMITHYSONY to save you 10% off. Now, if you're ready, let's begin with our first look with the Coalescence palette. Oh, this is so pretty. So excited to dive into this. I don't know what we are doing, but let's start. I am gonna start off with, let's start off with this shade, DK. I'm thinking of like a pink and a green look and a purpley green. We'll see. We'll see where we go, but we're definitely gonna do a lot more looks. So let's start off with that DK shade, which is that matte green shade. And it seems like there's a little bit of pickup in the pan, but I would love to see how it performs at par what we expect from the Bella Beaute Bar mattes. I did swatch this palette and it seems like there are a few shades that are a little bit more on the emollient side, but the mattes are very creamy and buildable. So that's how that deeper green is looking. I'm very pleased with the depth of that matte, because it's definitely deep and it can definitely capture or ground the look. I really like that, and I'm glad that it is not like an emerald green. It is definitely more of a muted shade, so that's really good. Okay, now I'm going to dip into this shade, this olivey green shade, which is Chaos, and this we'll use to blend that deeper green together. So I'm going to just take that, and this is definitely a mid-tone green, as you're seeing, and I'm taking it on a very fluffy brush, but you can definitely see the pigment. I'm going to focus that more on the outer portion of the eyelid, and I'm going to take that same shade Chaos on the outer corner of the lower lash line too, and that will help to blend everything together, but also along with the depth that we are looking for. I'm not worried about here, just because we are going to dip into shimmers for sure, because it'll be a crime not to dip into the shimmers from this palette. Now I am going to dip into this shade, which is Dawn, this pink shade, and that will be our inner crease shade. So I'm going to focus it right here. I'm sorry if you can hear the raindrops noise. I have a door right next to me, so you might be able to hear it, and it's raining super heavy. So I'm going to focus right there, okay? I love a good like a pink to a green eye look. Just right there. Okay, now time for shimmers. Now what are we doing for the shimmers is the question. This one, this multichrome, it's a beautiful shade. This eye look definitely calls out for it. I'm not gonna apply any glitter glue or anything, just because this Dyson shade was a little bit emollient when I swatched it, and I personally do not like to use a glitter glue with these emollient shades, just because I feel like if I use a glitter glue along with these puttier kind of formula, it will definitely crease on me knowing my lid space. So I'm just going to apply it right on top of my bare eyelids, and it's definitely giving the pigment that I'm looking for. You can see that. Now once we have that, I'm going to go back into that brush that we use this DK shade with, the deeper green, and I'm going to just pat the edges. Now for the inner corner, what are we doing? I'm going to take this Agni shade. This one, Agni means fire in Hindi or Sanskrit. And it's a beautiful multichrome. It's like a pink, green, gold. And I feel like with this eye look, it'll look stunning. So I'm going to just take that right there in the inner portion, and then just take it and melt it with that green. Yeah, that's a perfect shade for this eye look. Oh, look at that. Stunning shimmers. Oh, love it. Love that. Okay, for the inner corner, I am going to take a little bit of Flora, this neutral shade, and I'm going to take that right there in the inner corner for the added brightness. It's a beautiful shade. And in Nupur's term, I'm going to take it on the swoop too, right there, just to melt everything together. Okay, now let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and let me show you this final look. There you go. That's my first eye look. I really love the way how this eye look turned out. It's a beautiful mix of these shimmers and mattes that perfectly go gel together so beautifully. I am very impressed with the shimmers, the way it shifts. It is beautiful, you guys. It's absolutely beautiful the way it shifts. If you like this color story, you're definitely gonna love it. So far, so good. Let's move on to the second eye look. I'm dying to use that burgundy shade. I'm gonna start off with that shade Aries, which is that burgundy, and this is the deepest shade of the palette. You can see that. And if you want to know more in detail about the palette and the shade, how to mix and match, I did see Nupur's video. I will link that in the description box below for you guys, because she explains her palette like no other, like so beautifully. And you can definitely mix and match these shades, because she wanted to create more like a cool tone palette with warm tones in it, with vivid brights in it, but also muted tones in it. And I feel like I definitely can see Nupur in this palette so beautifully. She loves those grungy muted greens, and she loves purple, and I know, you know how much I love purples, and I felt like she can definitely come close to my perfect purples, and I feel like she definitely has nailed the purples. Let's move on. I am going to take this shade Bhumi. Bhumi means land in Sanskrit, and I am going to take that. This is going to be such an everyday shade for me, you guys. I cannot even tell you. And it's more like a mid-tone shade, so you can definitely use that. If you're more lighter than me, you can definitely use that as your crease deepening shade. But I'm going to use it on like a very light fluffy brush and tapping off the excess, just so that I can use this as like a blending shade. And it's swatched so beautifully, I cannot even tell you. It's like a purpley brown shade, a perfect cool tone neutral for me. If you're a mid-tone person like me, I feel like you'll love it. You know how much I love my mauve, so this is not a surprise that it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, so once we have that, how can we not dip into purples when we have a purple palette? So I am gonna dip into this dusk shade a little bit, because I do want to dip into that Libra shade. Or is she Libra or Aries? Something with the sun and the moon sign. Okay, I don't remember it very clearly, but I'm gonna take that shade, the deeper purple, this dust shade, because it's a deeper muted purple, so it is gonna give you the depth that you're looking for. I'm gonna just only take it right, okay, because I want a little bit more lightness towards the inner portion of the eye, and I'm gonna just melt it with that burgundy too, just to get that purpliness. And then I am going to take that lighter lavender shade, which is Libra, this one. I'm going to take that in the inner portion of the crease. Oh, look at that. That's such a beautiful, perfect purple. Love it. You know how much I get excited for purples. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take that same shade on the lower lash line too. On the in the third look, I definitely have to play with that bright green too. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm gonna dip back into that burgundy shade, this one. Just right there, okay? Just mixing with that purple gets it a little bit more of that eggplanty shade that I'm looking for. Okay, now time for shimmers. I'm gonna start off with gel. Gel means water. These are definitely like the elements. And that's, oh wow. So sparkly, so toppery. Love it. That's so pretty. That is gel. Now I'm gonna take Harmony. This is such a beautiful, perfect purple shade. I'm gonna take that and melt it right with gel. I'm gonna go back and forth with gel and Harmony just so that it meshes, because one is a little bit more on the warmer tone side and the other one is a cooler tone shade. But these shades just melt so beautifully with one another. I love it. Okay, going back with no additional product, I'm gonna just tap the edges just so that there's no harsh lines. Okay, now for the inner corner, I am gonna take a little bit of Balance, this shade. Balance is a little bit more loosely packed, so I'm gonna take it on a fluffy brush to get the sparkle and just place it right there in the inner corner. That's so pretty. I'm gonna actually just take Balance on that loose fluffy brush and just tap it all across, just very, very lightly, just so that that sparkles just float so well together. I'm gonna line my waterline with Melt Rich Brown Lip eyeliner just to get that depth that we are looking for. And let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll come right back to show you my final look. And there you go, that's my second eye look. Very, very pretty. I love that purple and the blue green sparkles of these palette, and the tones of purple are absolutely perfect. I love these tones so very much. I've always loved these tones of purple on me, and I feel like Nupur absolutely nailed it with the purples. I cannot wait to use the other shades in the third eye look, so let's begin. Okay, let's begin our third look. I'm planning to use all the shades that I've not used so far, so I'm going to start with Vayu, which is that gray bluey kind of shade, and that is gonna be our crease shade for today. It's definitely deep enough, and it does have like that bluish greenish kind of hint, which makes it like that moody dusty kind of a vibe, which I really love. I'm going to take that same shade on the lower lash line too. I'm going to take that Sprout shade, the green, and I'm going to take that in the inner portion of the crease and the inner corners there, and then just melt it right into that gray. Now for the outer corner, I'm going to dip into this shade, DK, just right there, and melt it into that gray shade, Vayu. Vayu means air. Just right there, okay? So we're getting the depth that we are looking for, but also staying in that same family of colors. Taking that on the outer corner too. And now just meshing everything out with that Vayu shade. Now, time for shimmers. I am going to take this Fauna shade, the one that we did not use. And this is a satin shade, so it will act like a base shade for us because I need some sparkles in my life. Just right there. Is there any other shimmer that we have not used so far? So let's see. I think we've used all the shades now. I'm going to take this Flora shade, which is that sparkly neutral shade. So let's make this a neutral eye look. Also, I wanted to update for the first two looks. I did experience a little bit of creasing with this dissonance shade, so do keep that in mind. It was not much, and I could definitely tap over it and take the crease away, but if you do experience creasing, just keep that in mind. I would set my eyes before I apply the shimmers, but no other creasing with any other shades. But dissonance, definitely just keep that shade in mind if you have creasing. So that is the neutral eye look for today. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll come right back to show you my final look. And there you go, that's my final look. I really love the way how this turned out. Definitely, it's like a neutral with a pop of green, which I love. I love that it can definitely go different directions with this palette, and I absolutely love the variety of looks that can be created with this palette too. So I have used all the shades, and I seriously, with any of these looks, I also feel like the only shade that I had a little bit of problem is the dissonant shades. That's just because it's a little bit of an emollient shade, but otherwise I'm very happy with this palette. I would give 2 thumbs ups, and this is like my comfort zone of the color story, especially because of the neutrals and the purples. I really love the muted greens too. There's no shade in this palette that I cannot wear, which makes me really happy. Now let's move on to the outro. Now once you've seen all the 3 looks, you guys have to let me know out of the 3 looks which one was your favorite. Was it look number 1, 2, or the third one? Sound it down in the comment section below. I have a few thoughts about this palette. I feel like the only thing, I feel like the mattes worked extremely well. Like they're blendable, they're buildable. I love the depth also. I feel like for a lighter skin tone person, I feel like these are all going to be a little bit more on the mid-tone side. Like even this. For me, it's perfect because I don't like a good like pastel-y shades. I can definitely make these like my crease shade, and Nupur is more like my skin tone. So I can definitely see this as her perfect palette. Not that you cannot make it work. And also with the depth, I feel like the deepest shade in this palette is this and this, out of which I love. But I also feel like this palette could have benefited with a deeper blue shade, like a very dark deep shade instead of this fauna shade, which I know that Nupur does use a lot of like satiny shades. She loves like a one and done satiny shade, which I love that when she chose a satin shade, she chose like that chocolatey brown shade, which is the most favorite shade in satin. If I use a satin, that would be the shade that I would use. But I'm not big on like satin shades. So for that reason, I feel like I would have taken this out for a blue matte. And let me show it to you. And I'm gonna just stay in the same depth realm. I'm gonna take fauna out for a deeper blue shade. And I'm gonna just plop it right there. I feel like there's so many things that is happening now. Just with that one shade difference, I feel like the greens and blues go so well together. So you can have different tones of like green and blue because they're so complementary with each other. I also feel like because there is Jal shade which has the blue sparkles to it, even Balance also has that greeny bluey sparkles to it. I feel like this would complement the palette really well. The pink and the blue also goes well together. I feel like this purple and blue also would go so well together. So I feel like it definitely would complement the palette. Even the gray and the blue, I love a good combination of gray and blue together. I feel like this completes the palette as a whole so well. I also feel like with this shade, which is Fauna, because we do have this Flora shade next to each other and they're not similar at all, I feel like because they both are neutral shades and Flora has so much more like sparkles running throughout it. So that is the reason why I would prefer Flora over Fauna, and I feel like for me this makes the perfect palette. So I feel like I love that this is a magnetic palette, and I love everything about this palette. For me, I feel like I would plop a deeper blue, even deeper than that too. I would definitely. This actually was the shade Nest from Fantasy Cosmetica's Cradled in Ice palette. That's the shade if you're wondering. But I feel like all these shades can melt so well with each other. So I feel like that addition would have just made the icing on the cake. But nevertheless, I am very impressed with the shimmers too. Obviously, I've not done the third look as of now, but I will update you towards the end of the video how did it crease on me or not, or when I'm like filming the third look, I'll definitely let you know if these shades creased on me. I'm definitely more worried about Dissonance and Agni, because these two were the emollient shade. Dissonance most, I would say. Just because those creamier, puttier shades do tend to crease on me. I will definitely let you know. I'm going to wear this for the entire day and I'll let you know if it creases on me or not. But rest everything, I love the tones of everything else in this palette. I'm very happy for Nupur, and I'm very happy for Bella Beauty Bar too on collaborating with Nupur. I love Nupur's content so very much, and I definitely do reach out for her to her channel for lovely swatches and input. She does lovely looks. But that's all for today. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up. I do have a code with Bella Beauty Bar. My code is SMITHYSONY to save you 10% off, and it is an affiliate code, so if you use it you will get 10% off, but I would also earn a small commission on that. I want to keep it very open, but I think Nupur also has a code with Bella Beauty Bar and her code is Nupur to save some money too. But that's all for today. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.